Hey everybody, welcome back. We're here to talk today about Death Note, show that came out in 2006, which is almost going to be the 20-year anniversary. And as always, I have here with me Sylvia,
Hello.
Raul,
Howdy, howdy.
and Michelle. You keep coming on this show, and I'm always thankful for that. Yeah,
You're
and
not tired of us yet.
I'm not
Yeah,
tired yet, so I'm still
and thank
here.
you for cosplaying. I mean, you keep those cosplaying coming because you're doing a great job with them.
Thank you.
Yeah, if anybody wants to see you, I heard you're gonna be in a convention soon showing that outfit.
Yes, this will be at Anime Magic on Friday. I'll be there the Friday.
Nice, nice. So hopefully you get lots of attention and I see you on one of these famous Instagram accounts that takes pictures.
Maybe. We'll see. If not, I'll write them in my notebook.
I saw you. Oh my God. I didn't even think about that. Do you have that notebook with you currently as we're recording?
I cannot say.
She can't say.
Cannot say.
I cannot
Awesome
say.
though. But
For legal reasons.
For legal reasons, I cannot say. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. But before we start recording, let's catch up with each other. Sylvia, what have you been doing? I mean, I don't hear much from you, and I'm always like just in the back of my head, what is Sylvia doing right now?
Yeah, honestly, again, it's with work, with summertime. We have a few audits and everything that kind of came up. So I haven't had time to watch anything other than Love is Blind Sweden version now. I finished the UK version.
What
Into
the
the Sweden
hell?
version. Sweden, yep. It's just an easy watch. You don't really have to fully pay attention. I will say this one had a lot more drama than the UK one did, so I do
Oh my
recommend it.
God.
And then I also read a book because I've mostly been trying to just wind down at night. So I read like a little thriller book. It's the second one in the series, but that's kind of what I did for my week for the most part. And then finished up Death Note, but yeah. Yes, Raul.
Okay. Is the Swedish love it? Is the Swedish version? Is it in English or is it in
It
Swedish?
can be dubbed in English, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's dubbed over in English.
But
honestly,
it's originally in Swedish.
yes, but the way that they speak, it doesn't bother me with how their mouths move or anything. It's pretty good with how they're zooming in and zooming out of it, that it's not really a bother.
Okay.
I know there's a lot more drama with that one than I've seen. The UK version hasn't had too many drama. I tried watching the Japanese version and they
Oh
were
my
just
God.
too cutesy. The Swedish one though, Sweden, love it.
How many versions of this show are there?
Not
that
enough.
you're
I'm
aware?
waiting for the
All
Polish
of them.
one. There. I think there's a Mexican
Polish
one
one?
too. I'm waiting for the
Yeah,
Polish
Love is
one.
Blind
Yeah.
Mexico. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that one on my
Oh,
TikTok.
Wow.
Do you have to VPN to different countries to be able to watch these Love is Blind in Japan?
It's all on
or in-
Netflix.
It's all on Netflix?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yep.
I've
That's
never
what I
seen
do.
the show, but you're like convincing me to check one of these
Yeah,
out.
it's like dumb drama to where it's like if you were watching the Kardashians or Selling Sunset, something like that. But it's like a dating show. But it's just interesting to see them thinking, okay, I'm gonna match with this person because I've never seen them before in my life, and then they see each other, and it's either you see the sparks flying. Or you just see the reactions of, oh no, I don't like that. And you immediately can clock it and you can tell. And then the whole time they're on their little honeymoon phase, you can tell that one person isn't interested and trying to get away from the other person. And then they see the other person that they were matching and liked. And then they tell them that they like the other person over them. And it's a whole thing.
So Sylvia, if you wanted to talk to me about this show, I think I'm confident to say I think I saw the first season when it first came out.
Of Love is
and-
Blind.
Yeah, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't there a guy that matched with this blonde girl, and the guy was maybe Hispanic, lived in Chicago, but he was short, and she just you could tell right off the bat.
Okay, yes, but no, because she also found out that he was cheating on her, I think, with one of the producers on the show. And he was texting other girls while he was with her. So everything that she
Damn.
was reacting to was because she knew that he was doing that.
That's
Okay.
wild.
And wasn't there also a guy and a girl that matched up, but then she got upset that I think he was bi, and she's like, oh, she was almost, yes. Okay, so I
Yes,
have watched
yeah,
Love is
yep.
Blind, yeah.
Mhm.
I
I've seen
remember it was a
clips.
big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, Lauren and Cameron are still together. Those are like the OG first season people, and they're such a beautiful couple. And then you have the rest of them where you're kind of like, ugh.
Train
Bro.
wrecks.
Yeah.
Bro, we might have to commit to one of these Love is Blind on Sylvia's choosing of which one.
Or we can do one of those randomizers and then just put all
See
the
which
different
one,
countries,
yeah.
and then whichever one it lands on, that's the country that we're watching.
That's fun.
I feel like the Japan one, because again, we're just talking about me and Ro, we're watching Shogun. I feel like the Japan one would be very like well mannered and not a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
very
drama.
cutesy. It's
Very
like I don't.
respectful.
Oh, you guys have never seen Singles Inferno then either, have you?
No, maybe,
I've
Oh,
I
never
don't
even
man.
heard
know.
of that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one too, but that one's more of like the Asian culture, and it's also like very well mannered. When they're going to their hotel, you have like the woman sleeping in the room, and the man is like, "I'll sleep on the couch," because it's we can't do that. And it's so cute. And then they hold hands, and you're just sitting there like, "Oh my god, they're gonna be a match."
That's-
But then with these like U.S. ones, you're kind of like, "All right, like when are you guys heading to bed now? Come on."
Man, that's what I like about having you here, Sylvia. You open our horizons to like new possibilities, new things. Like I honestly like, because me and Raul, you have us watching this Korean drama right now, Marry My Husband, and I'm loving it, and I keep being like open about it on my sleeves. Like this is like
Michelle,
one of
have
the.
you watched it?
No.
Oh, you have to. It's a really
You'll
good
probably like it.
beginning.
You
Yeah,
love
it's
it.
a really
Probably.
good beginner K drama too. It's intense. It has a little bit of thrill to it, but it also has enough comedy.
Okay. That sounds something up my alley.
Yeah, I don't know if
Today, I laughed out loud for the first time.
for the first time on episode 15.
No, I texted you guys. It was on that. I was like, ha,
Oh,
that's funny.
that was out of nowhere. I had no idea what you
Me
were
neither.
referring to,
I
so I ignored it.
I'm in an episode
the
where
Elks.
they're camping, so I don't know if maybe
Yeah.
later on in the
Mhm,
episode Horny
mhm.
Deer are gonna show up, but yeah.
No, it's Elks.
Elks, okay.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. But
Yeah.
no, that's awesome. So again, keep us in touch with which one we should be talking about maybe in the future. Because yeah, I think I'm totally.
Pearl was
down
like, no, I don't want to watch it. I need Ramon back. Ramon watched these.
for that.
I have seen some 90 Day Fiance from back in the day and
Mm.
Dating on the Spectrum.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one makes me cry. I can't
Yeah,
watch that
yeah,
one.
it's cute.
It's too sweet.
See, the thing about me is like I don't go looking for these shows, but if you present it to me, I will enjoy them. But I just don't go looking for them. Ro, what have you been up to, my man?
I was doing the rewatch of Death Note, so I did that, and then I've been watching this, and it's like hour-long episodes.
Mhm.
So I've been spending a lot of time watching this. So I haven't really watched much of anything else besides like Hard Knocks because I'm a football fan and it's in Chicago this year.
Has any of your roommates seen you watch Marry My Husband, and are they asking why?
My roommates.
Yeah,
So my son or my sister.
yeah. Or her boyfriend. You make it sound like her boyfriends are quite frequent.
No, he comes like maybe once a week here. But my sister has seen it, and she actually watched the first episode with me because I was watching it, and then I explained like what happened in the first like 20 minutes, and then she just sat and watched the rest of the episode, and then I've kind of told her what's happening throughout the whole thing because it's a soap.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. Oh, cool.
But yeah,
Cool.
so it's been entertaining watching that, and then watching I still haven't seen Tower of God of the last episode. I haven't seen Suicide Squad Isekai. I haven't even finished Umbrella Academy. I've only saw like
Don't
two
say
episodes
anything.
of that. I've
I
only seen
saw-
like 2 episodes of that, and
I've
I've
seen-
been neglecting it to finish the kid drama. But it's been entertaining.
I
At least.
saw one episode of Umbrella Academy, but people keep trashing how it ends. So now I'm kind of like on
I know.
my fence about it.
I heard of
Hearing
some
anything?
spoilers that I kind of wish I hadn't heard, but still social media.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, what about you, Michelle? I think you mentioned you were watching one of the probably greatest movies to have come out in the last 30 years.
Yeah, and it took me such a long time to watch it. It took me yesterday. So for the first time, I finally watched. Oh my gosh, the Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
Yeah, it's a
So
very
sad.
I loved it. It's so good. It's
so
such a good
good.
movie. It just really made me think about I don't know, what if that was real, and just obviously I go into how ethical is that, and then I mean it's been 30 years or it's been a long time since it came out. It hasn't been 30 years, but just kind of thinking about at first I was a little bit confused when it started, and you see this story and then
Yeah.
it kind of starts over and I was like, wait, did I miss something?
Is there any chance that for people that have never even heard of it or seen this movie, that you can kind of explain what's happening in the movie, what happens?
Sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the only one who's never seen it, but I could definitely explain it.
No,
I've never seen it.
Sylvia's shaking her head.
I've never seen it.
So okay, so then
you should. It's good.
It's
okay,
really good.
and basically it's a movie where you have this guy who meets somebody.
Jim Carrey.
He meets someone and it's Kate Winslet, and I like both of them a lot. They have a relationship, and relationships, you got your ups and downs, and eventually one day it starts going south, so they end up breaking up. But the whole premise is there's this company that erases your memories, and it could be past relationships or anything that'll bring you that'll make you feel sad. Because I remember in that waiting room there was a woman who had stuff of her dog. So essentially you collected all of the items or anything that reminds you of them. You go to your appointment. There's this whole thing that they do with your mind mapping kind of a thing. So they'll show you the artifacts you brought in. They'll kind of see where, because they're they have you hooked up to a machinery to kind of see your brain activity, and then wherever it lights up, they'll pinpoint the memories and they go in and erase them. So that was him going through that, because he ended up finding out that she did that to him he accidentally typically they wouldn't tell you because it's kind of messed up, and he kind of ends up having regret and then becomes self-aware of what's happening while he's in this hooked up. So then it's just kind of him trying to hold on to those memories, but it's once you did it, you can't really run away. And there's a little twist which I won't say.
Yeah.
Because there was, I was shook when I found that. I was like, what? But it's a good movie.
No, it's a movie that requires multiple viewings, and you do really get to experience their breakup throughout the whole movie, what led to it. So it's almost like a 500 Days of Summer kind of movie.
I love that movie too. Yeah, it's got those typical tropes manic pixie dream girl meets guy who's just and all of that. So they kind of clash, and he thinks, oh, she's just gonna bring happiness and make me feel alive, but she's also kind of a walking red flag. Yes.
No, and
that sounds really good.
Yeah, it has a great cast. It has Kristen Dunst, and it has Mark Ruffalo. And
I didn't know they were in it.
I don't
Elijah
remember.
Wood. Elijah Wood is in it too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I haven't seen it in years.
Both him and Mark Ruffalo are so young. Even Kristen Dunst is super young in this movie.
Yeah.
The only line in that movie that took me off from the movie was when Kate's character asked Jim Carrey to draw her like one of his French girls. I'm like, I don't know if that belongs in this movie.
She gets drawn in every movie she's in. Yeah, because he was an artist and all that, but it was good. I'm we had a really good discussion afterwards.
No, that's awesome. That's a really deep movie. Again, I love those kind of movies. One of my favorites. Don't have a ranking, but definitely I know for a fact, I think I told you, Ramon would really love to do, and even he's here in this episode, he's screaming at us we gotta talk about that movie one day. So hopefully when he comes back, we'll surprise him with that movie.
By the way, I love when comedians play a serious role, like Adam Sandler recently, or
yes,
Robin Williams or Jim Carrey. Yeah, so those.
Have you ever
those
seen
are always
Punch
good.
Drunk Love with Adam Sandler?
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah.
Bro,
I don't remember. Maybe.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Who else is in it?
Punch Drunk Love. Well, he's the main star, but it's a really good movie. He early days, 2000 maybe 2000 era. And
it was
really
his
good acting.
first serious.
Serious.
Yeah.
I think Spanglish and the diamond cutter one. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, Uncut Gems.
Yeah, there we go. And then the basketball one that I also forgot what it was called.
That basketball was good and not
Yeah,
talked
I
about
like
enough, but yeah.
And I'm still watching an anime. I just started watching Fairy Tale, and I'm like, why did I wait so?
I've never
How
seen
far are
Fairy
you?
Tale.
Episode 3. Like I barely started it a few days ago.
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
like
it.
50 or 60 episodes in, and it's been a while since I watched any of it.
Oh, cool. No, I mean, for me, the only thing that could take me away from Marry My Husband was that Solar Opposites came back. And
Oh,
like I watched one episode just to get a break from Marry My Husband, and then I started just like binging all the Solar Opposites episodes. A show that I really enjoyed. It's by the Rick and Morty creator, one of them, I believe. And then it's the last year they changed the main voice actor because he got in trouble. So now like Dan Stevens does the voice acting for one of the Corvo, I believe. But it's a really good show. If you're a fan of Rick and Morty, like I do recommend it. But it's not in the high quality of Rick and Morty, but it's still like very like I would be upset if they decided not to bring it back. It's like on their 5th season, so there's a lot of episodes. Yeah,
they're doing a Rick and Morty anime, aren't they?
I heard. Yeah, it's been some people got a chance to watch it and they've given it like a score and stuff. But
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Michelle, you a Rick and Morty fan? Gotta ask.
Yeah, I used to watch it. I like.
Okay.
I need to finish it, but I remember watching it back in the day.
Okay. Damn, back in the day, it's not that old, but yeah.
It feels like
I watched it maybe like a few months ago because of Carlos and Ramon.
well, like I watched
They
it.
made me do it.
Like after I had my like son, and he's like 7 now, so that's why it feels like a long time ago.
He's 7.
Oh wow.
He's 7 now. Yeah.
You have a son?
Yeah. Yes.
It means roommate.
My roommate.
The youngest roommate.
The youngest roommate doesn't even pay anything, man. Loader.
That's hilarious. Well, let's get to it. Let's talk about.
Wait.
Yeah,
I forgot one thing that I watched. One episode of Mandalorian. Now that I finally read Raul's shirt. One episode.
One?
Just one right now. But
was it the first episode?
The first episode.
No,
Yeah,
she skipped to the last episode.
Was it the fact that they're doing a movie next year? Is that what it's making you watch The Mandalorian?
Wait, who's doing a movie?
It's Grogu and the Mandalorian movie. It's for next year. They just announced. They showed a trailer this past
D23.
Yeah, they showed a trailer.
I haven't seen everything that came out.
I've been so busy.
D23.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
But Sylvia,
no, I think it was our last episode. We mentioned Mandalorian, or a few episodes again. We mentioned Mandalorian and Acolytes, and then I started thinking about Mandalorian. I mentioned it to a few people. Everyone loved it, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna watch.
Yeah, if you're gonna watch any Star Wars,
episode, really good.
Yeah, if you watch any Star Wars shows, watch Mandalorian and Andor.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, Andor was good.
So this is gonna sound weird, Sylvia, but one of the best Mandalorian episodes is actually in another show. For some reason,
it's a Boba Fett.
It's a Boba Fett. For some reason, there's a full
episode 3 and 4. Yeah,
1 hour of the Mandalorian episode in it, and it's one of the best ones. Like
really.
So just continue to watch it.
I feel like he's lying to me.
No. So you gotta watch. I think 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, and then watch like those 2 episodes of Boba Fett, and then you can finish Mandalorian.
It's so dumb, but yeah. But it's one of the best episodes directed by Ron Howard's daughter. I forget her name. But yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Bryce Dallas Howard directed.
Oh, really?
Episode. Yeah. She does a lot of the episodes for The Mandalorian, if you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she has a relationship because of her dad, and I think George Lucas worked on Willow back in the day.
Oh, yeah. I remember. The show was really bad.
I didn't finish it, so I'm responsible for them canceling it.
Well, yeah, I started it, but I never finished it either.
And then they took it away. They scrapped it. Like, it's not even on Disney Plus for you to watch.
They scrubbed it. It's like, no one can see you now.
Yeah.
You are no more.
Yeah. But I'm excited to talk about that because we got somebody that, Michelle, you recently watched it. Sylvia, you just watched it for your first time. So I'm excited to get both of your takes. Sylvia, if you want to, because you're probably the most recent one to just have finished the show, like what did you think about it? And did you watch the second part of it or just the first part?
So here's the thing. I thought I was going to fly through and go right to the second part because I loved the start of the first season. I think by like episode 12 or 13, it started going downhill for me and I wasn't enjoying it as much.
Oh, okay.
So I just went up to episode 27. I went one episode over from what would have been the first season just to see if it would pick it back up. And honestly, I don't know why it wasn't pulling me. The first few episodes, I loved Light. I loved how you could see his progression as a character and from what he was, where he was kind of scared of using the notebook, to how he suddenly just was like, I'm going to be the god of this new world and I'm going to create all of this. But then the moment he made L like his enemy, and then he was treating Misa so bad, I felt so bad for her. He just was arrogant to me at that point, and I couldn't enjoy it because of his arrogance and because of how he just started treating people thinking he was better than everybody else. I didn't like that progression from him. He's not, though. He's not. Elle was so much smarter, and Elle knew that Elle knew he was Kira. He just never fully
knew
did
100%, man.
And for him, he felt like he was his only true friend. So that's why I felt like he didn't push it too much to actually do anything about it. He just kind of let him finish him off almost. And he, I felt so bad.
I should know this because I just watched it, but as he was holding L because L was having his heart attack, did he whisper like, I'm Kira, or did he just let him die?
No, he was just smiling. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then Elle just looked over at him, and then that came right before Elle was like wiping his feet. And then he apologized to him still. I felt so bad for Elle. I loved Elle. I actually really loved Misa. I thought she was so sweet, and she was treated so poorly by Light. I did not like it.
God, Goro?
Yeah. I'm gonna forget if I don't bring it up now, since you brought up the feet thing. Was there like something there during that part when he was washing his feet? Because I kind of got something, and because I was like, wait, is there like
this is really intimate?
Yeah. Like, is he like into him, or like
maybe I read this totally wrong, but wasn't he like doing that because he was almost like Jesus, he was Jesus, and he was washing Jesus' feet?
No. Remember, Jesus washed the other people's feet.
Oh,
didn't Mary Magdalene wash Jesus' feet?
Oh, she did. You're right.
That's what it gave me vibes of. It was very much. That's immediately what I thought of.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Yeah. I don't know.
When it first, like when he wiped his face afterwards, that's when I was like, "Are they gonna kiss right now?" That's
never.
I was like, what's going on? Like, I did not remember that moment and how like
they're like so close to each other. Yeah. They were both wet. They were just, wiping each other. I was sitting there like, what's going to happen right now?
It was like a scene right out of the Notebook.
A different Dead Note than you guys.
Honestly, if that happened, though, I probably would have enjoyed it and continued wanting to watch to see what would happen.
Downloaded the wrong version.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Brother. Well, me and Ro in the past have both said that we both secretly think about having a Dead Note all the time in our lives. So we always, not washing each other's feet. I will never, ever wash your feet.
I have horrible feet. I have really all those years of soccer and of the army are horrible feet. So I totally don't have a foot thing.
But Michelle, you also just recently this year finally watched Dead Note for the first time. So like, what's your take on it? How did you feel about it?
Yeah, I think I watched it maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. I absolutely loved it. I think I was like immediately hooked from episode 1, and I just binged it. The part where it started getting a little bit, I guess, like harder for me to watch was, I guess, now where you're kind of like into the season 2. But it does pick up, like after like Elle's death and all of that. There was like moments there. He dies. And all of that. So yeah, that's kind of what it was. But for me, like, I love the whole like Yes, not L. Light was arrogant. He was a terrible person. But I kept finding myself being very pro Light the whole time.
I see you as a
Light
light
pro
type.
Kira.
Yeah.
Okay, very pro Kira. Yeah. And it was, to me, it was just like an interesting to see how somebody gets like consumed with power. That's what I liked about his character. You kind of see like that progression and all of that. He totally is just an asshole with a god complex. But I also like the dynamic between him and L and just like this game of cat and mouse. Like they're both, I would say, like equally like intelligent and everything, and just like this watching this like game of chess being played in real time was just really fascinating to me, and I think that's what really drew me in. And then the music. I really, really like the music, like from the intro to even like L's theme, like when he's thinking and all of that. And you had that little like piano, like, you know, kind of a tune. Like, I think they did such a good job because like it really gave the effect of like, what would, like, if thinking had a sound, it would be that. If that makes any sense. Like, it was just so perfect to me. So I really liked it. And then obviously with Misa's character, and the agent Matsuda, I think I liked because she was really sweet. Obviously she went through like some trauma and everything, so I kind of like, I found her character interesting in the way that she um clung on to Light, you know. And I'm like, okay, well, she kind of went through these very traumatic experiences, so kind of like I was psychoanalyzing her, but also she was just like a character that brought a lot of like lightness, no pun intended there, but just like a lot of positivity and almost like the comedic aspect to a show with a very like serious tone.
Yeah. No. I'm not, because Sylvia mentioned like how she felt towards the second half of the show, and I think when we talked last week, Sylvia, I kind of said that one thing I didn't like about the show was the way some of the women were treated, especially that FBI agent. And I also agree with you with how he treats Misa now that I got to those parts. So that is where I'm gonna have a little bit problem with that. But yeah, no, Raul, what did you enjoy your I don't know, was this your second, third rewatch?
I think I mentioned it before because I actually saw the live action before I even saw the anime.
Yeah, you think you did mention that?
Yeah.
Don't
Which
go looking
I
for
know
that
is
live
blasphemous.
action.
Yeah. But yeah, like the first time I loved the anime, and this rewatch, I was able to. I forgot, like, especially in the beginning, like how good it starts, and they pack so much in like just a few episodes, because in the first episode alone, that's when he finds everything, and then he pretty much already you kind of see that the whole character that he's gonna be developing into. You kind of see glimpses of all that, and to kind of go with Michelle, like in a way, like I don't know if I had it, if I wouldn't be similar to it.
Yep.
Yeah, because I kind of also see him kind of like Dexter from the show Dexter. So, but because like I understand what he's doing and why he's doing it, because he thinks that he's doing a good thing because he's making the world better by getting rid of bad people. But then I kind of wonder what's going to happen once he runs out of like criminals or murderers. Like, is he going to go to people that rob? Is he going to go to people? Because he kept saying rude people, and where everyone is nice. Like okay, somebody didn't pick up a piece of garbage as they walked past it. Is he going to kill them? Kind
like,
of thing.
where would he draw that line? You know?
Yeah. So, but yeah. All the women are treated horribly, though. I completely second that, especially Misa. Poor Misa.
No, and I mean, you mentioned the intro, and I have forgot what a banger that first song is. But then at the end of the first season, you get that heavy metal song, and I just could not.
I was not ready for that.
I was not a fan of that one. Like I kind of reminded me of how I missed that Attack on Titan one, the heavy metal one, and I'm like, this is not it, and I just was not a fan of that song specifically. But I really did like the original one though, the first song.
But I will say the show kind of does. I wasn't as into it, like when he kind of got caught and then he lost his memory, and for that little period, like
Oh, yeah.
there's parts of it that are cool, that kind of draw me back in, but like I do feel that it just packed a lot in a short period of time, and it was just super exciting and super engaging. When it kind of slowed down, you weren't really ready for that pace to kind of slow down the way that I did.
Mhm.
So I do kind of agree with Sylvia a little bit.
Well, one of the
Just a
rules
little
of
bit.
the Death Note isn't that if you write just one name, like your soul is condemned like forever. Isn't that like how it,
No. If you write a name, then you can't go to heaven or to hell.
You're kind
yeah.
of
Well, I
stuck
mean
in
that
like
kind
a
of sucks. It's
limbo.
like
Yeah,
you
you
gotta
become a
test it
ghost.
out, and then just that one test that'll get you condemned to like not be able to go to heaven or
Well,
hell.
you don't have to test it out.
That's like Raul finding the. No, it would be Carlos finding it, being like, let me put Raul's name in here.
Oh
No.
no! I know
I'm just
exactly
saying
whose
that if I
name.
found that notebook, I can't say to somebody to Raul that I would not. Okay, I mean, I don't have a god complex, but I'd be like, you know what? I do want to make the world a better place and get rid of
It-
criminals. Like, did he really do something wrong? Like, did he?
Well,
It wasn't
no,
really him killing them. It was the
The
no.
book.
and I think
Yeah, it was the book.
the show came out at a perfect time because I do feel like if that was done today, like he would get caught because I think the internet would have just, there's cookies, you're being tracked all the time. I think L would have had an easier time catching him, like 100%. Like I'm like,
But they were
def-
super smart though. So like he was. I think that's something that a quality I liked about him, that he was just always like thinking ahead.
yeah,
Like when he had to hide the journal and did this whole elaborate like
With
false
the
Mhm.
chip
bottom
bag.
and every
With
yes, I
his
was like
diary.
yes, I'm like holy shit. It was
but
amazing.
yeah, I mean, you know what? The only part, the part that was weird was when they put all these cameras, and I'm like, they couldn't have left one camera, and then I don't know, and then they even put cameras in the shower, and the dad was all okay with that. I'm like, all right, come on, man,
In
like,
the shower?
yeah, they put
I think I missed it.
they put
I don't
camera
remember
like
that.
all over the
I don't
house,
remember
I
that
think
either.
including
they
the
were watching a
shower.
different Death Note.
When it was
Yeah.
followed no, when they were all under surveillance, like all the
Yeah, the whole
Oh, that one
house.
I don't.
building?
He put
Yeah.
one in the
No, the
bathroom.
house in his
In the
Oh,
house,
I
house.
don't
Light's
remember
house.
that part. Yeah.
I don't
I don't
remember
know
the
if they
shower.
specifically said the shower, but they did have them like in the bathroom, or
Mhm.
maybe the dad was like, or the
Yeah, in
mom
the
was like, we
bathroom,
have to at
'cause
least say like that's not the place, we won't have one there or something. But yeah, they put like cameras all over the inside.
yeah, they would have benefited from leaving one camera. That's all I'm saying in his room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then you gotta have somebody monitoring the video of that one camera.
Yeah, I mean that was not, I don't think that was ever the problem. He had money. He had like unlimited money, which made it like
You mean L?
yeah. Oh yeah, L had the unlimited. Yeah. Who
Yeah,
are you
yeah, but
talking about?
yeah, but not the police department. The police department was the one that set up everything, wasn't it?
Yeah,
No,
they
it
were
was
just following L's orders.
they were
No,
following L, so yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but L wasn't paying for everything, was he?
But I think he would have. I mean, you see that towards the end. He built a whole building just to catch Kira, so his
because
money
he
would have
became
gone.
obsessive.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
became obsessed with this.
Both
I mean,
became obsessed with like their
Each
own
other.
power.
Each
Yeah.
other, yeah.
and I mean, I've always been a fan of a good detective. I mean, Sherlock Holmes. Like, I love either the shows, the movies, the made-for-TV movies. Like, I always have enjoyed so that's why. Again, I don't know who I'm rooting for. If I'm rooting more for Light or L, but I just think again, like I like Light, and yeah, there's some things that he does wrong, but he's not like horrible with what he's doing.
I think Batman could have caught him.
I mean, we can start from the beginning. How do you guys feel about the note landing on him? If I was him, I would have also felt like, hey, I'm the smartest kid in this whole country. Of course, this notebook landed because it was my purpose, my one thing that I had to do in
Your
life. So like,
divine
I do,
purpose.
yeah. Even though Ryuku was like, nah, you just got lucky. Like he made it sound like it wasn't even like fate. It was
Mhm.
just some random luck.
Well,
Isn't
it kind of was.
Yeah.
Like from
Was
the
it though?
manga, wasn't it that another kid had it beforehand, and then the names that he wrote, he felt so terrible that he got like that special eraser to erase their names, so that like
Special
those
No.
eraser?
people, yeah, like they could erase the names of the people that they killed because he felt so horrible. I think he was only like 12 or 13, when he wrote the names, and he didn't actually know what was happening. That Ryuk, he gave him the eraser, so he erased it. These people came back to life, and then he just threw the book down and
Now
he
I
ran
know
away.
we're watching a different Death Note without a
Yeah.
doubt.
That's
And the
what I
manga.
was trying to research a couple of things. That's what they said. Like
Oh, maybe in the
I don't know if there
manga.
was I don't know if there was an episode or if it was the manga itself. If there was
Yeah, it was the
ever an
manga.
episode, I think they said something of they were thinking of making it part of the show, but then they removed it. But I think it's part of the manga or some part of it.
That's
where they
cool.
actually mention the kid and how that
wasn't-
happened and that eraser. But then I don't think Ryuk ever mentioned the eraser to Light. But that kid was like apparently bawling his eyes out, just so upset that he had killed these people that's when he gave him the eraser.
I know that Ryuk in the first episode when he found it was like, oh, like you was, and he was just bored, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Both of them were. So it was cool to see parallels between Ryuk and Light. But he told him like he was impressed and pleased with the fact that he was just so ready to like immediately start using the book as intended, because he's like previous people have had it, but like everybody like couldn't handle it or they freaked out or something. So he's like, you're kind of like the perfect one to have it or something.
Yeah, because he put so many names in there.
Yeah, he's like,
In a
wow,
day.
you put so many names, and everybody else was like hesitant.
Well,
Yeah, it was like
already-
2 pages worth.
Yeah, and he was already ready to die when Ryuk showed up. He's like, all right, you know, like I wrote these names. I know you're here to take me. He was already like, I did my job and I'm ready to accept whatever you
I
have.
think because he was
for me.
also bored. Like,
Yeah,
he just was not challenged. He was kind of going through like, I could imagine like just the monotony of like every day. You're the smartest kid. It's like there's like nothing. So he's probably like,
everyone else is inferior to you.
right, like why am I
Oh my
wasting my
God.
time here? So like, sure, go ahead, take me. I'm ready to go.
Nobody's there to wash your feet.
Oh my god. But it was so odd because Ryuk compared to Rem and her relationship with Misa, it was so different. And it just makes me think, how
Rem
long did
female?
Misa...
Yes.
Yeah,
I
Rem
think
is
so,
female,
yeah.
Oh,
if they have genders.
It makes
If
me
they have
think,
genders.
how long did Misa have the book to where she didn't write anything? Because it seemed like her relationship with Rem went all the way back. Like, she truly loved her, to where the only way that Light was getting out of the situation was putting Misa in danger, and he knew that Rem was going to die for Misa. And he basically just did that just to get rid of all of his ends there and just tie it all up in a nice little crescent.
Yeah. Because with Rem, I think Rem learned about her when the other Shinigami got obsessed with her.
Yeah,
and then when that other Shinigami like saved her or whatever. So actually, how long has she been alive? Because when that other Shinigami died, like whatever life he had left went
to her
over to Misa.
Yeah.
So has she already been alive for a while, or?
Well,
or
she
it
did
was
mention her parents were killed, and then
I mean, Misa
Yeah, like
was
a
like,
mugger
what,
or
in her
something.
20s
yeah, and
or
then
something?
Kira killed the kid, whoever did that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it just happened that it wasn't that long ago. But yeah, so I think that's when kind of Rem got intrigued and then kept following her. And then because that other Shinigami died, that's the book that she ended up with. Somehow, I don't know how she did, but
I mean, I don't want to write a better ending for the show, but I do feel like Ram could have made a deal with L towards the end and been like, hey, Kira is Light, like I know it, like go arrest him, and you know, my deal is that you're gonna leave Misa alone, like you're not gonna punish her for any of this. And I think Ram could have made a deal with L. I don't think there was any reason for her to sacrifice, but obviously the way the story
she wanted Misa to be happy though,
Yeah.
and she knew her
Oh, my
happiness
God.
was
and
based
that's
off
with
Light.
Light. Yeah.
But it's one of those things where like Rem knew Light was toxic, like so it's like you almost have to save herself
It broke my
from.
heart when she did the eyes the second time, that it
I
like
know.
it made her lifespan short again.
She had like a quarter of her life left.
But-
she
but-
didn't
but-
think about it. She just said, "Yep, take it. I'm ready to help Light."
But what Raul was saying that like she already has a long lifespan because of the fact that she inherits the Shinigami's however long he had to live.
Yeah, so it
she
could have
already
been
had-
hundreds of years.
Yeah.
So she went from like 200
Thousands.
years down to like 100 years and then down to 50 years.
Yeah, and even more because not towards the end she has Ram's lifespan. So I'm like, man, who knows how long this girl is gonna? And I wonder if she's gonna age or how that's gonna work out.
Dude, I have a question. Something that kind of confused me is the whole thing with the books, because like how Light had Ryuk and Rem kind of like relinquish books to each other, and then they each like touched it, and then the whole memory thing that confused the bejesus out of me. Can anyone explain it to me?
Yeah, because like if you relinquished your notebook,
Yeah.
like if you decided I'm gonna, because once you write in it or you take ownership of it, but if you were to decide like I don't want it and I give it back to you, like I give it back to the shinigami, then they'll take it back. Now they're the owners of it, but then your memories are wiped.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but the whole thing of going from like Light to Ryuk to
Yeah,
Rem
when they made the
and then back to
switcheroo.
Light.
it's because I think if I remember correctly, this is when he kind of was like caught, or he like knew he probably would. So he wouldn't remember anything about Ryuk, but he still kind of wanted to have like a notebook or something. So he took Rem because he never wrote in it. And right, because he had like Rem's, like when he was caught, like he had
I thought the book thing was for him to remember Ryuk and Rem when he held on to the book.
Okay.
Because he knew at one point the book was going to come to his hands, and he knew when he held it, his memories would come back. And then he would remember in his watch, he has that
that's what it is. You got it. Yeah, that's what it is.
And that's why he buried the other book. Yeah.
It's just so his memories could come back for those few seconds. And
so he got all of the memories back, because Raoul, if he just gave them back the books, he would only get the memories of Rem, but not the memories of Ryuk and Rem. So if he did it this way, he got all of the memories back to him.
I'm like, was Elle not watching when he made, like, he was getting all his memories back? Because it was such an intense face. He
was screaming. He looked at him. He was like, "You're good?"
Mm-hmm.
Dude, and then like he touches a notebook, and then the guy dies of a heart attack a minute later. It's like, come on, Elle, like.
But it looked like he was typing and like doing some analysis while he was writing with his own blood.
Yeah, because he was like this.
Yeah. Light is so freaking clever.
Well, you know, there's a lot of animes that I watch where like during really hard exams, the tests themselves are almost impossible. Like the only way to really like do them is through cheating. And I'm not saying like people need to cheat to like get ahead in life, but I'm like, sometimes it feels like that. Maybe like the test itself.
Folks, Carlos, cheat on your tests.
No, what I'm saying, like it feels like that's
against you.
Yeah, yeah. It feels like maybe some people like. I mean, and I never studied to be a lawyer or anything like that. But I'm like, it feels like like you gotta do whatever you gotta do if you want to succeed in life, man.
Yeah,
like cheat to murder people.
Like write people's
gotta
name
get
on
a death note.
No, did you guys hear too though that I think when the anime came out, I think it was banned in China because like a bunch of people were like creating their own death notes or whatever.
Oh really?
Shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got fooled because I saw a meme about there being a light in the Olympics. Judge for
Japan.
No, I looked it up. I think it was just made up. It was made up.
Oh.
Yeah, I wanted it to be real.
Light Yagami?
I like Yagami, and he was like writing Olympians' names and stuff. It's like,
Dude, I can kind of picture. Sorry, I can kind of picture like the Eugenio Derbez character, like when he's the devil, that he like pulls a little lever and then they like fall or whatever in the Olympics.
That reference is only for me, I can tell you that right now.
Well, I don't know if anybody else has seen like Eugenio Derbez.
And I'm thinking of Cusco, where it's just like, pull the lever, Krog.
Yeah. But Sylvia, I'm gonna zone in on you because you seem disgusted with the fact that Light was killing people with the idea of us thinking like we could kill people. Like, so you were really like on the, hey, if you find this death note, just put it in a bag, throw it away.
I honestly, I found a death
Sylvia's
note
a good person.
No,
she's better than us.
No.
Sylvia has a conscience.
No.
Sylvia did not kill Ramon.
Look, hey. Of course I didn't. On record, I did not, obviously. No, I just honestly, if I'm thinking realistically in real life, if I was walking and I saw a notebook on the sidewalk, I would probably ignore it. I'm going to be completely honest. Or I would pick it up and throw it in the trash, and then I would just move on with my day. I wouldn't even have a second thought. If for whatever reason I like held it and I was ready to put it in the trash and like a shinigami appeared in front of me, I would think I'm losing my mind and walk myself straight to the hospital. I wouldn't be making conversation. I would look at it, ignore it, and then just go right into psych.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I would think that I was going crazy because like I'm not religious, so I wouldn't
And you
think
just
that
see
like
this flying thing in
it's
front
an
of you.
angel or it's a devil or
Mhm.
it's the that vampire from Midnight Mass or whatever. I don't know. Like I probably would think like, oh, I'm having hallucinations. Something's wrong with
Like
me.
start praying, take myself to the hospital. One of the two I'm gonna do, and then if it started talking to me, I'm in psych.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the show, they don't look too scary, but yeah, in real life, I could imagine hideous.
Which is funny because I think
Or the live action.
the artist though actually wanted to make the shinigami very attractive, but then they said that it was going to take away from the plot, so they ended up making them how they are now. But they were supposed to look like idols, basically. They were supposed to look very attractive.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
they
American
did give
Idols?
Ryuk the little earring.
Oh yeah, they did.
Although
think
on
Ryuk was
the
cute.
internet, I have seen some people be like, Ryuk is kind of hot.
He's
That's not my
cute.
opinion, but that's
He's
what people
cute.
on the internet.
I can agree with them. He's
Mhm.
cute. Rem would terrify me. Ryuk though, he was pretty chill.
Ryuk?
You know,
Is it the bandage over the eye?
No, it's more like the ribs and just seeing everything here that kind of freaked me
I will
out.
say I do like Rem's devotion though, and I would be like,
Mhm.
okay, I could see past that if you're.
Yeah, her personality
She had a
was
great personality. She had a
Yeah.
great personality. Ryuk, physically, probably the
loyal.
most attractive Shinigami, but his personality was.
And he didn't help much. He only answered questions
Yeah.
when like specifically asked him a question to make him answer it. Meanwhile, Rem was just like, "Yep, here's all the information you could possibly need because I want you to succeed."
We're now gonna have Love Is Blind Shinigami version.
Yes.
No, but I will say the thing I
Shinigami.
like about Ryuk though was that I think Ryuk is more entertaining than Rem.
Yeah.
And then like randomly like well you can't talk to him when he's following you around because nobody else can see him. And then like randomly he just starts laughing because he realized like he noticing that you're not realizing something that you didn't know about the Death Note. So I like that part when he did it with Light.
Mhm.
I think if you condense do 10 episodes and go maybe back to the beginning of how Shinigamis work and when they were actually excited to like write names and like, you know, they always talk about a master and we never really get to learn anything about him.
Oh yeah.
And then I don't know if you guys stuck around to like the very end of the, you know, once the show's completely over. But there's a theory out there that Light himself became a Shinigami, and like I've seen it. Like I remember when I saw like the very end credit scene, I went looking for it, and I'm like, I saw that, and I'm like, I kind of dig that. Yeah, go ahead, Sylvia. You read into it too?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, awesome.
I read into it, and when Light passed away, obviously he can't go to heaven and he can't go to hell, so he went into the Shinigami world. And he basically had to replay all of the people that he killed, their deaths in the Shinigami world.
So he pretty much was dead.
So everyone that had heart attacks or anyone that he had commit suicide, he was doing all of those deaths basically that he had them do in the book. And as it was happening, he was asking Ryuk what was going on. And he told him, like, everyone that you wrote in this book, you're going to relive their death basically. Something about his master, whatever. I didn't read too much into it, but that's when Light realized that he could make a deal with the master, and then him and Ryuk went on their way to travel to find the master because he was going to give him his knowledge and see if he could team up with him. And that's where it kind of ended the reading portion of it. So he could have, if he teamed up with the master, maybe the master ended up, because he let them know he wanted to rebuild the Shinigami world. And to rebuild the Shinigami world, he was going to give his knowledge of the human world and kind of how to kill people and all of that stuff to the master, so that way their world can start flourishing in the Shinigami
they lived in a waste. It was essentially a wasteland.
Yeah.
So
with really bad apples.
Yeah. Was that like an official manga that maybe recently was released, or where did you get that?
I think so, because it didn't have the finishing of if he ever even saw the master yet. I think that part is either still being completed or maybe but it just ended with them going to find the master to kind of for that reason, essentially.
Nice. I love that you did that kind of research because like I honestly everything you said, every word I was like paying attention because I'm like that does intrigue me a lot about what, because Light is such a cool character to just like throw him away and like we'll never see him again. It's just I don't know, like I don't know how you can do something with him again, but him and Elle need to like come back in some way.
And he seems smart enough to be able to kind of outsmart a master in the
So-
shinigami world to his like advantage.
Yeah, when Elle died, he must have gone somewhere, right?
Well, Elle never wrote in a notebook.
He never wrote in a notebook, though.
Yeah,
he went.
Yeah. So he's either in heaven or in hell.
Yeah,
maybe they can.
He seems like such a goody two shoes, though. I don't think he went to hell.
Yeah,
he like solved a lot of crimes and murder.
Or did he rip out a little piece of paper and write someone's name on it?
Yeah, because he was gonna test that theory, that 16-day theory. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was gonna be somebody on death row was gonna write down the name.
So, the one thing that I want to talk about is the character, the FBI agent lady that her husband like was following Light, and then Light killed the husband, and then she was like ended up being like a really like great FBI type, like agent herself. And I really had a problem with the way they treated that woman. Like I'm like. They straight up, whenever she wanted to help her husband's like, no, you belong in the kitchen. Remember, this is what we agreed. You wouldn't even like, even though she's such a good agent and she almost like herself saw who, Kira was. And I was just so upset with the way, like, if they did a remake of this, they need to just not do that part again because it just really upset at me.
Yeah, if anything, they could do it like she's on vacation while he's there working or whatever. Because they even brought up like we agreed that when we got together that you were going to leave the FBI even though you're one of the best agents that the FBI had. Like, okay, that totally makes sense. Yeah, but I think all the women were kind of treated that way because even when she went to the police station, I think that they were kind of like ignoring her.
Yeah, and then. I don't know. I just even like I thought it was kind of dumb the way she revealed her true self to Light. Like I'm like, man, dude, like this is a high school kid telling you all these things, and you're just believing everything that he's saying. But
Elle was in high school too, was he not?
Yeah,
I don't know. Was
he
Elle in high school?
They were both valedictorians.
Yeah. They were the ones that scored the two highest scores in the entrance exam to college.
Okay.
Yep.
I just thought that was like yeah, okay.
College.
Yeah, I guess I never thought about his
high school
age.
And then went into college, I think.
I guess because he has adopted kids, I always thought he was older. Because those Sylvia, you didn't read the second part.
No, from the first episode,
those aren't his kids, though, aren't they? His siblings, his adopted siblings.
They're not his kids. I think they're just kind of like his successors.
Or Ennis, at least, right? Like his rightful successor or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I didn't watch after.
I didn't watch death because I didn't bother.
There were two there were two candidates, I should say, to who would succeed Elle, and like it just never. He happened to just die before that kind of became finalized. So then it was almost like they made it. At least one of them, they kind of made it seem like, okay, you two kind of go at it. This would be the one. It was almost like whoever solved it or whoever caught
fight to the death
would be the one who would succeed Elle, I suppose. The new Elle.
But then they needed to work together to defeat Light, which I remember I still didn't make sense, and I rejected how Light got taken down. Like that was like also a big problem that I think a lot of people, not just me, and that's why they don't like the second part of it.
Yeah, I pretty much just tell people. Well, I find it hard to tell people like when to stop watching because I can't just say, well, after Elle dies, don't worry about finishing the show because it's obviously a big spoiler. So I don't know. I struggle to tell people when to stop.
Once Misa and Light move in together, you should stop watching.
Once Light becomes
then they won't know. Maybe they'll think he's being more romantic towards her, but then they realize he's still a dick. So
still terrible. So I mean, Sylvia, I know you wouldn't like to like find a dead note, but so would you guys roll, Michelle, if you guys were being chased by somebody like Elle, would you take the deal with the eyes? I mean, why wouldn't you if he's that close to you getting you?
I already did.
You already did.
I'm wearing red contacts.
I
Dude, I'd
I
be
don't
so
think I would,
tempted. I'm
honestly.
not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm tempted. I am
Mm,
tempted to do it
yeah,
because
I
I think you got to go
yeah.
all in, man. You got to go
Mhm.
all in. You can't be just half-ass
Half
it.
of your remaining
Uh-huh.
life?
Well,
That's a
well, yeah. I
lot.
mean, you're doing a
With
terrible
today's
thing.
technology,
Yeah.
I
you could have
Yeah.
feel
100
like
more.
for the greater good to have a world be a better place. Sure, like Carlos said, I'm already in deep
I'm
writing
already in.
names in here. I'm not going to heaven. I'm not going to hell. I might as well at least finish what I started, and make sure that I leave it.
See, I'm more likely to just start writing down everybody's name that is trying to like get me.
That too.
What?
If I know that someone is onto me, I'd be like, all right.
I
I
probably
know
wouldn't be a good person to get the death note.
I would need to know the names, so I'd be like, all right, give me the Shinigami eyes.
Yeah.
Oh no! See, I wouldn't do it. I would just run away.
How would you guys go about like looking up the evil people in this world today without using the internet? Because I think the internet would get you caught instantly. Like, how would you guys do it? Like, who are the big bad guys all over the world? It's
4chan.
hard,
I'm
man.
kidding. I
It's
don't
hard
know.
now. El Chavo, is that what's
It,
the drug lord? El Chapo?
El Chavo. No, El
TV. I
Chapo.
mean,
Chapo.
he just watched
Chapo.
TV, the news, and that's how he got a
Yeah.
lot. That's honestly what I would probably do
Or
if I'm not
listen to
using the internet.
podcasts, maybe.
but see, that's my other thing. Those are all people who have already been put in jail or prison. So who are
Yeah.
they really now
Yeah,
going
because
to
they already
hurt?
stopped.
They're already in jail and prison. So you would have to find people that are actively doing crimes that haven't been caught yet. Then I think it's worth it if you can find people that are doing the crimes but
Yeah.
they're not getting caught. But then the people that are already caught, I don't want to make their life easier by them just dying.
I guess
Yeah.
it's that it goes to that question in the show is like what does justice look like and all of that, because I think about Misa's situation and like when you think about how many times it's like the criminal justice system failed people, especially like the ones who lost like loved ones or something like that, and like Misa's parents were killed by someone and the murder trial I think dragged or something like that, and then it got to a point where like
Yeah.
the guy was gonna go free or like he really just wasn't going to I don't know, I guess quote unquote pay enough for his
I,
sins. So like when Light killed that
No.
guy, I mean I could see why she was like thank you, I'm so grateful.
Dude, that's, you know what, Michelle, you brought up a good point. That's what I hate sometimes about our system of judging people, because sometimes like it's so like there's so much evidence that they committed this horrible crime, but because there's possibility that he might get out of it or something might come up and he might not, he might end up being let go. Like a lot of the prosecutors, they just end up taking like giving them a deal, and I'm like, what? He got 20 years for doing this? Like, how does that? In what world does that make sense? And yeah, that does kind of upset me all the time.
See, this is where I would use the death note.
Yeah.
Then I agree.
Yeah, I think my problem is that I wouldn't probably necessarily just go for criminals. I would probably also go for people that are steering the world in a direction that I think is bad.
Damn.
Which is bad because in some ways they're evil because they only have their own self-interest, but they haven't really like committed crimes or killed anybody. But I was but it'd be like this person has a lot of influence and is doing a lot of bad things, but not really committing any crimes. But I'd probably want to put their name on there.
Better place.
Yeah.
To make the world a better, happy place.
I know that's my problem.
Much as
I am the worst person to get the death note. My God, now that I'm hearing my thoughts out loud, I'm
or maybe the best person. I'm kidding.
Or maybe the best. Because
Ro,
I'm
like,
willing to do what it takes.
Yeah. Because I thought about that too, Ro. Ro, I thought about that too. Like, how do you make the world a lot better? And like, if I could have like one power, it would be like anybody that's ever committed like a crime, and it has to be like a really bad one, whether it's like environmental or whatever. Like, I would love for everybody to just kind of like air out their own laundry and like make them, force them to like, hey, this is what I did, and just kind of like let the justice system or the people handle it. But like, I would love for these people that just have these deep secrets that they've done horrible things, for them to like just be like, yeah, I'm the one that committed all these horrible things. Like, that's what I would want. Like, if a genie
So-
gave me the ability to, how are you gonna make this world better? I would just have everybody that's done something terrible go out and like put it out in the world, like on a website or something.
So instead of a death note, like a confession note.
Confession note, yes.
Confession note.
Oh yes. Me and you are gonna write this thing later
Oh,
on tonight,
God.
buddy.
Confession notes.
Get that
Confession
coffee
website.
ready.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Dude, it kind of sounds like like a really bad like romance novel that has like a priest or something, or like some nuns, and then the other Death Note show that one of us watched probably was that.
Definitely a stepsister in that.
That's gonna be your confession. Now we know.
Oh my god.
But no, honestly, Death Note, Sylvia, I know you had problems with it and I had problems with it, but I still say it's one of the best,
it's one of the best
10
ones.
20 best animes. Like, you don't get good quality. That's what it reminded me of. Like, I'm like, I don't get good quality like this, especially for that kind of like what it's going for. Like, I don't get that. And I'm like, I wish there were something else that I could replace, say, oh, it's better than Death Note, but I don't think a lot of animes go like that. And there's one that I would recommend, but that I'm seriously like almost fearful that you guys would judge me for even comparing it to that. But it's like Code Geass has like a similar character. Yeah.
I've heard people say like if you like Death Note, they recommend watching that one. So I wouldn't say you're far off.
Okay.
Yeah, because Light is very similar to Lelouch. Yeah. So it's similar, and they kind of have a similar trajectory, even though it's very different types of animes. But I think Death Note is one of those animes that it's great to suggest to new people to anime, because it's not like a lot of other anime. It has a great story, and it kind of has a lot of things that kind of make you think. And it's especially people that are into true crime, which is a ton of people. You can just say like, well, if you're into true crime, then you should just watch Death Note or whatever.
Most of them are like women, surprisingly, like that listen to these true crime and stuff. So you guys are the ones committing.
So many murder mysteries. Yeah. The moment you said people getting released, I immediately thought of the guy that locked his daughter in like the basement, and then he had kids with her, and he's about to be released from jail, or he can be released from jail, and that I was thinking he would be maybe like that would go. That name would go into my note there.
So you would do it. Ha ha.
I would, yeah.
She is now convinced.
Yeah. You guys have convinced me.
One of us.
If I see a stray notebook, I will pick it up and I will start writing names.
I mean, one time at the gym, like I opened a locker and there was a notebook in there, and the first thing I did was I grabbed it and opened it. I'm like, oh, okay. And so
it's a journal.
I'm like,
it's a workout note.
It was a workout note. So I'm like, oh, okay. I am very much the one who, if I was to find this notebook, I would pick it up and open it and be like, wait, what?
Do I see names in here?
And that's how my journey begins.
I think my favorite video I've seen, and I would have to send it to you guys, but it's like there's a guy signing like books or whatever, and this girl gives him the book. He signs it and then he closes it, and then it's the Death Note. So he just put his own name in the Death Note. And his face reaction always makes me laugh.
So my friend and I, we went to Chinatown. This was sometime last year, and like we went into one of the shops that have like just a ton of like anime things and stuff, and they sold a Death Note, so she bought one. It is just a regular notebook, but it it looks like the cover and has the words. And we ended up going to like karaoke in Chinatown, and there was like this group of people who kept hogging like the whole thing, and they kind of sucked because they had a machine where you kind of put yourself in queue. And what they would do is that they would go to the machine and like bump up their songs like ahead of everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw this and I was like, what the hell? Like this isn't right, kind of a thing. And then some guy was like, oh, I know that you've been waiting for a long time. Let me show you how to do it, and bumped me up. And this one guy in the group got so pissed at me and started coming at me because he's like, you just stopped my song, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I didn't even do anything. It was this over here. I was so pissed because he got in my face. And the thing my friend and I did, in the notebook, we put stupid guy with the ugly, like stupid beard or whatever it was. So like in for Death Note, we did write a name and we did not hesitate. So she and I, we'd be a menace. Like we
You
would
should have been looking at him and writing, like looking at him.
be like, look at what we did.
Oh, if only you had those contacts too, you could have been like, just give me the book.
Yes.
And that wig.
the whole getup. When I'm at Anime Magic, I am taking a Death Note. And I will just be looking at people and be like,
oh, nice. That alone makes me want to go to it.
And start writing your shopping list.
I know, it's like my to-do list.
Apples.
Lots of them.
Gotta have apples.
They have the best ones in the human world.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, any kind of, let's go through it. Like, is there any things in the episode? So, I mean, of course, it's like a 27 episodes. Is there anything, any character you want to highlight, any moment, any scene, as you're kind of like, maybe we're closing out?
I will say that I kind of liked how each one of the cops kind of had a different role, because when that one guy that became Misa's manager, I forgot his name.
Matsuda.
Yeah, because I kind of liked the fact that he was kind of younger. He kind of sympathized and empathized with Kira a little bit, and then just the fact that he like wanted to be useful and he felt like he wasn't useful, which is why he like ran into the building of the like one corporation, and did the whole thing. So I kind of liked that whole thing with like their relationship, and then that Afro cop guy too. Because when he left, he like, it made me sad. I was like, oh, he's crying because he's not part of the team.
Dude, when he they told him like jump off the balcony, like I had forgotten like how they would have done, like they were gonna do that. But never did I imagine it would just be a mattress that was gonna catch him underneath him, like falling. I'm like, hell no, I would have not done that. I thought it was gonna be like something elaborate,
or those corporate guys.
Yeah. I mean, he was a small guy. It probably worked out. It worked out. So.
Yeah. Those Wall Street bros.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, those are probably the worst ones to actually get the death note. I feel it could definitely easily be used for evil.
Yeah, I wonder how that even came about. Like, hey, let's get together, because there was a one guy holding it, and it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Yeah.
Like, how did Rem approach them? Did we ever see that?
What?
No, because I think Rem like what specifically picked that guy because Light told him to
find the most greedy.
Power, But
then what made him? What is it?
I'm assuming she just dropped it in front of him then?
Maybe, but I just don't know how that guy came about creating the committee to like be able to like judge. Yeah, like that's what I'm like.
How they had that other guy join them that was technically a double agent, even though he was a criminal too. I forget his name though. I forget his name. He was blonde, I think. And then I felt so bad when Kira actually did kill him because his son came in and he's like, "Dad," and then he
that was
wild. And the girl was riding her motorcycle and man, see, that's what it kind of makes again.
Like those people didn't deserve to die. They didn't do anything.
I think he just felt that
Light isn't good.
Yeah, I think they just felt that L always pointed at Light, so somehow it would always like they would be thinking about like it was Light, wasn't it? And you gotta all loose ends. You gotta get rid of them.
You do.
You should have killed his dad too. Then just the whole team.
That thing with his dad was wild when he had him and Misa in the car and pointed the gun at him.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that is intense.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. What did I miss?
It's when dude, oh my god, that's actually the worst scene in the whole show. You just reminded me when they had Misa tied up for 45 days.
Oh my god, dude, that was like creepy. It was like, what the fuck is all doing?
She had all her memories erased too, so she had absolutely no idea what was happening. She thought it was a stalker again or something. It was poor girl. Misa just deserved
she was tied up,
so at least she deserved better.
Man, at least
she thought it was a weird kink
move
thing.
Around. Yeah, like they could move around. She was fully tied to this like board.
That's when I was like, what the hell? Like I was pissed at L. I really didn't. I liked his character, but there were moments where I was like, I just want his name written in the notebook already. I'm done with him. And that was one of the moments that I was like, dude, what the hell?
Dude, that would break any person. Just like a day or 2 days mentally, like she would have been not even herself after that. Like she
what
would
if they're into it? I'm kidding.
She,
Yeah.
no, well,
No.
Well, no,
Elle
not
might have
her.
she had
been.
pink shame, but she was like not having it.
Yeah.
Well, I know she wasn't, but no, but dude,
But
yeah,
what was the scene? The scene
there's several
show,
moments.
the scene Michelle was talking about is like after that they get released and the dad
Mhm.
drives them to be executed.
Oh, when the dad pointed the gun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what.
it
you
was
said.
like
Okay.
like kind of like pushing like the boundaries
Yeah.
to really make his point across. So again, it goes back to like both he and Light were very similar in the fact that like they let their obsession and like this sense of like power and control, or like I got this or I'm superior, kind of like bring the worst out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
No, so
I don't know.
so Michelle, like I'm looking it up right now because I want to see where it's at. But they are doing like Rose mentioned how they did a movie for Dead Note not too long ago, and it was terrible. Don't watch it.
Yeah,
Don't.
I've
I
heard
would
of
say Ryuk does look pretty good though.
But he looks just exactly
Oh, I
like
can't
they
wait.
took him out of the
Yeah.
pages. Yeah.
that. Mm.
Yeah,
But
but
they
it's
are
good
working
CGI.
on a show Dead Note with the people that do the Stranger Things. So there's hope that we could get a new
The
interpretation
Duffer
that will,
brothers,
If
yeah,
it's
that
gonna
could
get
be really, really
justice.
good. Yeah. So
because
that
they're
makes
real
me
nerds.
hopeful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking up the real life Ryuk now.
Oh, you are. I saw.
He
I
looks
saw a
exactly
clip
the
of him.
same except CGI.
Yeah, they made him look really like he looks exactly like the
Oh,
the
no.
anime.
We're gonna convince people to watch the live action. Don't do it. It's
Yeah,
bad.
don't not do it, Sylvia. I
It's
will.
whitewash. It's the most. It's as whitewashed as Dragon Ball live action.
Really?
Yeah.
Because all of the
Yeah.
actors seem like they're no.
No, do
Isn't
not.
there
do
two
not, do not.
different live actions? Because there's one that does have like there is a whitewash cast, and then there's one that does.
Oh yeah, the
CGI.
one that I'm looking at is not. They're all very much.
There's
they
like
seem.
There's like a
Yeah.
2000, like there's one probably made in Japan or Korea
Yeah,
or
'cause I-
there's that one.
Big screenshot.
Oh yeah, there's an
Yeah,
Asian
like
one.
an L.
Mhm.
That one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it's
the
hard.
one that I'm looking at is not. Oh, I see the one that. Yeah, no, I was not looking at that one.
I feel like One Piece did it right because One Piece, and I don't know if any other show could do it like One Piece, but One Piece had characters from different cultures because technically in the manga,
They're all
like
from different.
yeah, like Luffy's Brazilian and whatever. So it's like it's always hard, but you do have to like, if America is so thirsty to do these remakes, like they do have to like draw a line, like make your main character whatever he should be, and
Mhm.
maybe
Especially
change a
because
few
this show
characters.
took place in Japan. Like they
Yeah.
even said, we're in Kyoto.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
it is that stereotype, like like Asian actors just cannot get like good roles, and I mean I see it all the
Mhm.
time, and it's like it sucks. It does kind of suck because
It's because they're
They
in
can
all
be
of the
movie
K
stars.
dramas, and the K dramas just take so much time. They don't have time to act here.
I was thinking that when I was watching like Marry My Husband. I'm like, man, that actor could translate into. I mean, just make him learn English, but he could translate
Mhm.
into anything here in the U.S. So
Which
tall,
actor?
the tall one, the businessman.
Oh, the Park
He's
or
a
Park
good-looking
or,
man,
or,
right?
Or Ye or I forgot his name already.
I
Yeah.
think I would just fall in love watching these K dramas.
Oh my god,
It's so good.
and
He's very
man.
dreamy. He is very
he's
dreamy.
so sweet too. He sees like
Yeah.
all the little things that she enjoys. He makes sure that it's you would fall in love with him. I fell in love with him.
And he starts off with glasses, and then he doesn't have glasses anymore.
Oh my
Mhm.
God.
So then he's handsome.
I'm
but she
a sucker
tells
for the
him-
glasses, though.
She tells him your eyes are beautiful. You don't have to wear your glasses, and so he stops wearing his glasses.
Yeah.
How's that
Okay.
sweet?
My
Yeah, it's very
heart.
Or
sweet.
how she tells him how he wears something looks really nice. His suits, if they're like however it is, so he starts wearing that type of
Yeah.
attire as well.
Yeah, he starts wearing a 3-piece suit instead of just a 3-button suit.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't want to spoil it, but I am definitely showing up in a suit in our next recording.
Don't worry, me too. That's what I was planning on.
all three of you.
Yeah, and then they have like the ugly Betty sort of review where like all of a sudden like the girl goes from being ugly to being beautiful. I'm like, she was beautiful to begin with. Like,
I know.
yeah,
But she doesn't have glasses anymore, and she got a haircut.
Yeah, that's how you know it's a K-drama or who the main actress in the K-drama is. It's the one with the short hair, not the long hair, the short hair. They always cut their hair.
I'll have to remember that.
But the best friend does really have really nice hair, though. I do like.
She does, yeah.
The other half.
Again, we're
Sorry,
talking about
Michelle.
Marry My Husband, which we'll be talking about next week. But
I'm
yeah, I mean,
excited.
any final thoughts? I mean, this is it. Light, love you, hate you. I don't know. How do you guys want to
Light did nothing wrong.
That man is innocent. No, I really like Light as a character because of the complexity and kind of the change and
you
everything.
know Michelle personally. Would you say she married like a very light sort of husband? Is that why she's defending Light so much?
So I'm friends with him too. So I have a lot of history with him and know him personally very well. So it's funny that you asked that.
Raul is in the hot seat.
Uh,
Let's just say that it would be interesting if he got the Death Note.
oh, nice.
He would not
Okay.
use it the way I would. He'd probably be like, no.
Yeah. I'd be very interested to see how he would use it.
Mhm. I'm the menace.
Yeah, clearly.
But you know what? In a way, like he would be very calculating too.
Mhm.
Like he would definitely think it through very, very, very well.
Yes.
I mean, you can gender swap it, and like Sylvia could be L, and Michelle, you could be Light, and we got our show.
Yeah, I would be Morale for sure.
Definitely,
who's
even those
Misa?
vibes.
Yeah, I
Carlos
would
could be
definitely-
Misa.
Carlos is Misa. I'll let you borrow the way.
I just need to find out Sylvia's tennis and Michelle's tennis skills.
Oh, we actually played pickleball yesterday, you know.
Oh my
It was a great
God.
time. It was right after camping. We all had a great time.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, Carlos, we forgot to invite you, but
I still haven't played pickleball. Yeah, I would have loved it.
Yeah, I've never played pickleball either. I just watched them play pickleball.
you were the ref. You were keeping score for us.
There you go.
Right,
Yeah,
Ro,
Carlos, you miss out on a lot of fun times.
I do miss out on a lot of things. Ro is doing the commute.
I'm doing the commute. What do you mean? I'm meeting up with Michelle and Carlos.
and me. But Ro, I interrupted your last final thoughts. What was it you were trying to say? Sylvia, your turn. Light, pro light.
Yeah, not a fan of Light. I don't even mind that he was killing the people because I get it. That's pretty. If someone's doing something bad, I get it. Whatever. That is what it is. I don't like his arrogance, and I don't like how he treated a lot of the people, and I don't like how he was willing just to make Rem give her life up for his own gain in that sense. So I didn't like. I think he's very smart, but I think it would have almost been different if Elle had the notebook and Light was the one investigating him. I feel like Elle would have been much calmer with how he would be doing things, and I don't think he would ever have anyone sacrifice themselves fully for him. I think he would want people to work for him and with him, but then I feel like if lives of people that he ended up caring about were put in front, I think he would give up automatically and let himself be caught, unlike Light. But I think Light, if he found out that Elle was Kira, like how Elle found out that Light was Kira, I think he would immediately have him arrested. No need for any type of looking at what's going on or investigation. He would just get him arrested and get him right into jail.
I will give you a check because I want to see your version of this story. Sounds pretty interesting, actually. Yeah.
They're
kind of like a Death Note. What if? Yeah.
What if? Yeah.
They're just such opposites that I feel like everything that Light was doing would be so opposite of what Elle would be doing. I feel like Elle would investigate the person more and then kind of let people decide if they wanted them to die versus just putting the name down and then them just dying. I feel like he would let the people choose. Yeah. Yes,
so, Raul. So actually, like, I would now that you kind of brought it up and got the idea, I would love to see like a what if anime thing. So if anyone in the world can ever create like what if, like for example, I think there's a movie for Naruto where his parents are alive, but like stuff like that, like what if this or what if that. So like what if Elle got the Death Note instead of Light, and random other animes mixed in there. That'd be awesome.
I don't know if you guys have seen it, but The Simpsons actually one of their horror tree episodes, and they did the Death Note, and Lisa, I think, believe was the one that got it.
Yeah.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah.
Who was after her? Who was L? I don't remember.
I don't know, but I think they made Bart Ryuk.
Probably.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
Bart was
yeah.
Ryuk.
Yeah. I
Was
don't
it
know who.
Milhouse? No, Martin probably.
No, I feel like Milhouse. He hit it on the nail on the spot with the hammers. Milhouse probably. I gotta go and watch
I
that.
don't know.
Actually,
I don't
I don't
remember.
know
I
why I
gotta
haven't
watch it
seen that
again.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it, but I don't remember what it was. I saw it like forever ago, like right when it came out.
Ro, I think last time we were recording, I interrupted you, but you had an actual game set up for like who's that John for Sylvia. Do you remember what it was? Do you want to do it?
Oh yeah, I totally remember who that John is.
Okay, Michelle, we're gonna play the same game as last time,
Okay.
and then we'll get
who's
going.
that John?
Mhm.
Okay, I think we kind of need an announcer or something to do it. But okay,
Welcome to another episode of Who's That John?
So without googling, and I will say it's one of my favorite Johns of all time.
Mhm.
And it's kind of interesting that it comes up in this episode. So John Spartan.
Damn, I don't know if I know who that is.
Don't Google it, Carlos. You'll get it with some of the clues. I know you will.
Okay, I won't Google it.
And it came up in this episode.
No, it didn't come up in this episode, but it's interesting that because I completely forgot about it. Who's that John? But I've been wanting to use this name for Who's that John? Yeah.
Since I don't remember, can I play too? Like, what are the clues?
Yeah. Okay, so
and this is an actor.
It's a character.
Character. Okay.
And it's from a movie, one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's relevant to last week's episode as well.
Dude, your clues are suck. Like, it's one of my favorite.
No. I'm not going to play clues.
Okay.
So there, it's a sci-fi type of movie, and it's a very well-known actor that plays him. That was also in Guardians of the Galaxy, and in DC as well. It has a big actress as well. The villain of that movie we talked about in last week's episode.
Oh my god! These clues are like.
It also involves not cussing because you got to take it whenever you cuss, and it involves 3 seashells, and Taco Bell is fancy food.
I got it. Okay.
And then,
oh my god.
Yeah, and then there's Dennis Leary who lives in the sewers. And then tacos are made of rat.
So
but they're good.
So, Sylvia, let me do what Ro was trying to give you a little bit better clues. If you have seen this movie, but it's in the early 90s. In this universe, Taco Bell is the only restaurant that has won the franchise wars. It starts with this character living in the past, gets frozen, gets sent to the future.
He gets thawed in the future when a criminal is also thawed.
Blade Wesley Snipes is the criminal he's trying to catch. Not Blade, the character.
not Blade. Wesley Snipes playing the character. Snipes. Yeah. And I love him in this movie. He's so good.
Yeah. No. Okay.
I've seen this movie. You're saying?
Oh, I don't know.
Sylvester
Stallone is playing John Spartan.
So can I guess the movie? I mean, I got it.
Well, yeah, you know it. I could tell.
But it's the Demolition Man.
Yes.
Oh, I would have not gotten that.
It's one of my favorite movies ever.
It's a good movie.
On the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking so hard
how you described it. Taco.
Yeah, your clues were so personal. I'm like, it's like, bro, guess the guy that.
If I knew the movie, I feel like I would have gotten it more from Raul's clues than your clues.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Because they were so broad to where I was like, okay, and then I started shrinking and shrinking. When you started talking, I was like, oh, it's a niche movie. Can't do this.
Well, that was my goal. I was trying to go like broad and then go more specific.
More specific, yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, it's an awesome movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
One of these days,
I'm
going to know a John. I'm going to have to research more Johns.
Yeah, we're going to have to just continue to do Johns, I guess, because, that was a good one, though, because I at first didn't know who it was at all.
No, yeah, when I think for the second time that we were going to do Who's That John, I just looked up a few Johns. I was like, oh, of course. I did not remember what his... I honestly, I didn't remember what his name was in the movie, and then I was like, oh, of course, it's John Spartan.
Yeah, the 3 shells was where you kind of got me. So.
Yeah. No, it's funny because instead of like doing high fives, they do this weird like hand thing.
And when they have
Like an awkward
intercourse,
turtle. Wait. Oh, I can't do it because it's.
when they have intercourse, they wear like a helmet and sit up in front of each other, and they go like,
Yeah,
this.
don't actually touch each
What do
other.
you mean?
Yeah.
Very, very tantric of them.
and the 3 shells are for when you go to the bathroom and nobody knows how you
Yeah,
use
instead
them.
of toilet paper. And if you cuss, you get a ticket. So then in one of the scenes, he just starts cussing so he can get more tickets,
To
so
wipe
that he
his
could
butt.
use that as toilet paper.
This
That's
is
funny.
interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. And, Sandra Bullock is the love interest, who's the cop.
I
Okay.
like her.
Yeah, she's a good actress.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean,
So,
I wish
it's a good movie.
there's so much stuff to do. I mean, we're gonna make up our schedule for September. Michelle, if you have any, because I think this was kind of you recommended this. I didn't really. I gave you choices, but then I kind of mentioned this one, and
And
you
I was
were
like, we're
all
doing
up.
it.
Yeah, I just remember that. So
Yeah.
maybe Sylvia, again, we have to do a Love is Blind. Michelle, you have to recommend something for the next time you're here with us, and then Raul, me and you will have our choosing too.
I think next week's the last one that we have scheduled, so we
That's
gotta
why we
come up
gotta
with something.
we gotta start coming
after
up
that.
with new ones.
Gotta think
Yeah.
about it quickly.
And I can't wait for
I
you guys
know.
to do your surprise episode. That one's like
It's gonna be such a surprise. Even we won't know what we talk about.
We're just gonna show up and just start talking. Like, what have you seen recently?
You see recently,
Yeah.
and then stare at each
like-
other for like
Like,
the rest.
Yeah.
keep me so
I
involved
think
with
Carlos
that
would
one.
actually kill us at that point.
He would grab his death note.
Michelle?
Well, here's the thing. I'll do all the uploading, but you guys gotta do the thumbnail, the description on what I should be uploading.
Man.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun
Okay.
stuff.
I did the description, but I could probably figure out the thumbnail. Maybe I got to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
I can get someone to do it.
Michelle, I think
probably
the September week, like Monday the 2nd through the 6th, like I'm not gonna be in town. So yeah, you feel free to.
Do you see how he already thinks it's gonna be a train wreck with just the two of us? So he's
Oh,
immediately
no,
trying
no.
to fill.
No, go for it. I mean, I always love the intimate episodes where it was just like me or Raul or me and Ramon or
You really love anything with Ramon, we found out.
oh
But he
my
stopped
God.
using his name.
my other
You're-
half.
You stopped
You would
calling us
watch his
Ramon.
feet, wouldn't you?
Ramon. Nah, it would be the other way around. He's a
I would
bottom,
wash
I'm a
Ramon's
top.
feet.
You
But
got that?
Ramon is also the type to wipe the water from your hair, from your face.
I want to be quoted as Ramon's a bottom and I'm a top, and that's how I'm gonna end the episode.
And that's the end.
Bye.